Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror.
So today we're doing our review on a new animated series called Haunted Hotel. It is available now on Netflix.
It is from the writers of Rick and Morty. So I think you guys we had a great time with this.
I got the vibe of if you threw Bob's Burgers and
like a Family Guy
type thing and made it horror adjacent, that's kind of what the vibe I got from this.
So the synopsis of this: a mom and her two kids take over a haunted hotel, aided by the ghost of her brother. They believe they can have ingenious ideas despite his ethereal state.
Yeah, so we are going to talk about the positives, the negatives, and we're going to do it a little bit differently this time.
For our spoilers, we're going to do an episode-by-episode breakdown. However, we're not going to go too in-depth about each episode, just kind of giving you the basic plot points of each episode. And before we get started, I want to tell you guys, we received this screener. It's a 10-episode series. We watched it in a day.
We did, and I really had fun with it. It's one of those... animation type series isn't always my thing. Most of the time isn't. Futurama is the only one that I actually get into. And you know what? And maybe a little bit of Futurama type, too.
Humor.
With the humor, the slapstick humor. But I had a lot of fun with it. You turn off your brain and you just want to continue with it. It's really good, and you can even watch it with your family.
I was just gonna say the kids were watching it with us, and so we had a great time with this. But for now, guys, let's get into the positives.
So some of the positives, we have mom. She's a single mom, Kathleen, and then she has her two kids. She has Ben and Esther. And then they have this adopted demon named Abaddon.
Which totally, the first time I heard it, I was like, is that a Hell House reference? And I'm sticking by the fact that's got to be a reference to the Abaddon Hotel in Hell House.
And then her brother Nathan, which we will get into in the spoilers.
You care about each one of these characters for different reasons.
Yeah. Even Abaddon, the
little demon kid. He might be one of my favorite characters. But I laughed a lot at this, and it was genuine belly laughs. This is very funny. And little moments make me laugh so hard. With, are they booing me or are they trying to scare me? Little things they do are genius to me.
Because that type of stuff right there is so Futurama, and that's your favorite. I feel that's why.
Very Fry.
Yeah.
It was a very Fry moment when I was watching it.
Absolutely.
The ghosts are, are they booing me or are they trying to scare me?
There's also a really good use of classic monsters, and even the newer monsters, they have a blend of
original and classic monsters,
which is awesome. Obviously, for horror fans, you see it, you're you know.
A lot of little Easter eggs like that. A lot of good adult humor too.
Yeah.
There's nothing funnier to me than when you see a cartoon flipping somebody off.
Yeah.
That to me is perfect. I love that.
And it has elements of, like I said, horror, and then a lot of the different subgenres of horror.
Each episode, it feels tackles a certain subgenre.
Yeah.
You have a slasher episode, a creature feature episode, a paranormal episode, a religious horror episode, and it works so well. And for big horror fans, you're gonna get a lot of cool Easter eggs if you're paying attention. The Beetlejuice Bridge.
Yes.
Was a big one where Ashley was they're eating a cereal, which is the Good Guy cereal. And it's got Chucky on it.
And it's so awesome to just see all these different Easter eggs, especially, for us older horror fans. You're just
lifetime horror fans, you're going to at least get a kick out of checking out all the cool Easter eggs that happen throughout these episodes.
There's an episode that it literally looks like Sackhead Jason. It's just really awesome for horror fans.
Right. So those are some of our non-spoiler positives. Now let's get into some of the negatives of Haunted Hotel.
So some of our negatives, honestly, guys, we don't have a lot of negatives.
We really don't.
I feel like that really shows.
These are forced.
Yeah. It could have incorporated more horror. Obviously, it's a cartoon.
And it's definitely a, like she said, Futurama, Bob's Burgers, where it's adult humor, but kids can watch this and a lot of the adult humor will go right over their heads.
Right. But it's more comedy, with like the sprinkle of like horror into it. And some of the comedy does kind of seem forced. It's like, I don't know, like they're trying so hard to make people laugh, and it's just like
the natural funny stuff they do in this is way better.
Yes, it really is. When you force it, it just doesn't work.
Why is the blender not working? Now, for those of you that know or may not know, I am not, Ashley especially, are not Family Guy fans. I think Family Guy has the potential to be one of the funniest shows ever, but I think like the writing on it's extremely lazy with all the cutaways and the flashbacks.
Yeah.
And they have some of that in here too, where they do like the Family Guy-esque cutaway jokes. I'm not a fan of cutaway jokes like that. So for someone like us, who she really doesn't like Family Guy.
The only actual like adult animated movie or shows that I like is Futurama and Simpsons.
Yeah.
Literally, that's it. That's all I really care about.
She just thinks Meg Groening's a genius.
I do. I do.
So yeah, a lot of the Family Guy cutaway-esque jokes really, let's go grinding my gears.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with that, So that was a big negative for me.
And some of the episodes are just downright insane, like ridiculous. Like
Sometimes they're ridiculous to the point of, yes, it's an animated show, but they're ridiculous to the point where they almost contradict previous episodes.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that in the spoilers, but I get that it's an animated show. We still want some type of continuity to go with the show. That's something that, as critics, you're always looking for continuity. You're always looking for that type of thing. And even in an animated show where they maintain any type of continuity, you should maintain continuity in all your characters all the time.
Yeah, for sure. So those are our negatives, guys. And like we said before, we are going to spoil this by each episode. Slightly. We're not going to go
total deep dive.
Literally act it out and tell you everything that happened.
Right.
But we are going to talk about things that happen in each episode.
And I implore you, it's available now on Netflix. Watch it. Then come back and watch our spoilers because, it's an animated show, so it's not like we're spoiling huge twists and turns.
Right.
But a lot of these jokes, I feel like you should see for yourself the very first time you watch it. So let's get into the spoilers.
All right, so we're going to start with episode 1. Obviously, we'll go in chronological order. So a family inherits a haunted hotel, and they coexist with the ghosts that are there, that died there.
And the ghosts can't hurt the humans with their weapons. Like, you have a guy that's just constantly stabbing people. He reminds me of Bender's twin from Futurama.
Really?
I'll give you a stabbing. That's what he reminds me of. But he can't hurt him. Like, he's stabbing him and it's like just going in him. Or you got the one guy that's always shooting, but he can't hurt any of the humans with it.
And you find out that Nathan, the brother, he actually died. So his sister Kathleen is the one that inherited the hotel. So it was his hotel and he died. You don't know, like, right off the rip that he's an actual ghost.
Yeah,
you kind of learn it throughout the episode.
There's an episode later on where that gets pretty fucking heavy too.
It does. And for being like a comedy type,
I may have cried.
It does get, there are heavy parts in some of these episodes.
So Catherine cannot coexist with the ghosts. She's like, she can't take it. So they bring an exorcist.
They're like assholes. They're like having rodents or something. Like they don't give a shit.
It's so funny, but she brings in an exorcist to get rid of the ghost. But it turns out this exorcist is not really an exorcist. They summon a demon, this huge giant demon, which ends up killing the exorcist in the process. And that's pretty much where we end episode 1. At the end of episode 1, I was like, this is funny, but I don't know if we're going to be able to finish every episode today.
Yeah.
Then we got into episode 2.
Yeah. So in episode 2, it's kind of like Casper, like the rules, like you have to finish your business so you can like go on to your
next side.
Yeah. So
This is really an exposition episode.
Yeah.
Where they're giving a lot of rules and, educating you about the rules of what's going on in this universe.
Yeah, so the ghosts, they can't leave the property.
Kind of like Bly Manor.
Yeah, so you have all this like sprinkled in, and another like comedy like type part is when the ghosts finally do like finish their business, because they don't, a lot of them don't want to, and then they just like explode.
Yeah, they poof away.
They're gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So they do the tricking stuff like, what is it you really want to finish? And they're like, what are you doing?
Like literally one was just like a sweater, like a fucking sweater.
Their unfinished business is the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's not like, my unfinished business was to watch my children grow and become successful. My unfinished business is I really missed that sweater when I was a human.
Yeah.
Episode 3, Kathleen goes out on a date. She brings the date back home to have sex with him. This is our slasher episode, Sackhead Jason.
Sackhead Jason, yes. At least he has 2 eye
holes.
So thank God.
But he comes in to stop them, and Esther lights him on fire, which kind of, But
she sees it
her
and
mom.
is like traumatized, and then it goes to like the Sackhead Jason, and he's like...
He's traumatized.
He's like thinking back, and this is why he became a serial killer.
Because
he
saw
caught
his mom
and it's
sex.
Like, we get it, bro.
So at the end of the episode, like he like gives her the garden rake, passing the trauma.
I get it.
You know what? You're gonna need this more than I do.
I'm passing this down to you now.
They have joint trauma of walking in on their moms having sex. So that was pretty funny.
Episode 4 is like a whodunit. You're trying to figure out. There's like everything's like messed up. There's like scratches on the wall.
They think there's a werewolf in the hotel because something died. They found the dead body outside.
Yeah, and there was a dead deer, and
the dead deer. That's what it was, and it was carved up.
Yeah, and like the whole hotel is just like in shambles. And so they're like trying to figure out who the werewolf is in the hotel.
Yeah. We find out that Abaddon has been torturing people in town for 200 years. But Kathleen's like trying to domesticate him.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. Like this whole episode, if there was an episode I think we were going to do a true total breakdown on, it would either be this one or I believe it's episode 6. Mm-hmm. We would do a total breakdown on those ones. Like Abaddon goes into town and he's just doing the most dick shit the whole town, like toilet paper and people. Like he's just being an asshole to everybody. And this is the one where he kidnaps the guy from the other hotel and brings him to this one. So, like, this was a very funny episode. Like I said, Abaddon is one of those characters that I think is just amazing. And you find out here that he's, 200 years old and he's been torturing the town for years and years and years.
She's, like, trying to give him different jobs to, like, keep him busy to, like, not mess with.
Is this the one where he gets the blender? No, I don't think this is the one where he gets the blender and the power goes out. And he's like, it won't blend.
No.
That was funny.
I believe that was in episode 3, actually, isn't it? Where the lights go out and they have to, like...
I think it's later, because they go out and they find all the monsters, but
anyways, you find out that it wasn't actually a werewolf, but yet it was Mothman. Like, he swoops in at the end.
And what's even funnier is, like, Mothman was, like, a one-line joke early in the episode.
Yeah.
And then to end the episode, it actually is Mothman. So I thought that was a pretty funny way to end that episode.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So in episode 5, it centers around these things called roly fluffs. They look like little
Furbies.
Furbies, yes. And so they're like these monstrous things that Esther passes around to her entire
because she
school.
Finds a nest of them.
Yeah, and so she's like selling them to people at school to like become popular, I guess. Mm-hmm. And this is when you find out that those little things go
in through people's mouth and possess them.
Yes.
Very, what's the name of that movie?
Oh, Jesus, you would put me on the spot.
Yeah, I know. I can't think of it. It'll come to me here in a little bit. But it possesses them.
Yes.
And goes into them. And then there's a room in the hotel that is obsessed with Kathleen, and it's like seducing her, like trying to make her fall in love with the room.
Yeah, it's the honeymoon suite. Yeah. And she's like trying to she goes in there to like fix it up, and it's like beautiful. Like it already fixed itself up, it like comes into like a bubble man and like is trying to like, and she's like,
You're a room.
Yeah.
So the way that you stop the monsters is the harmonica with the brother playing it, which
because he sounds horrible, and they're like,
And this has been happening throughout the whole episode. It's been an ongoing joke throughout the episode. So he finally stops them by playing the harmonica over the PA system at the school. And the room is in love with Kathleen, but she doesn't feel the same way. So the room goes crazy. And what's funny is there's one part.
The kitchen.
Yeah, the sister walks in. She's like, "Why is the honeymoon suite in the kitchen?" But Kathleen, this is one of the negatives that she stops the room by saying that she doesn't love it and she's not sorry. So the room's just like, oh, and then the room just like it stops going after her.
Again, I mean, it's a fucking room that's in love with a person. Like, I don't know. How do you stop a room that's in love with you?
Right. It's something I will never, ever know. Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yes.
That's
Thank
the name
you.
of the movie.
That was driving me crazy. I was like not able to go on to this episode.
It was really irritating me. But Invasion of the Body Snatchers is what it's like when we're talking about this episode.
When they go in and they take over their body. So episode 6, it focuses on ghost hunters. There's like this show that's really popular and they want to come to the hotel, and this is when, like, the ghosts, they don't want to come out, and they're like mad at Kathleen for
bringing them.
Yeah. Yes. So they like don't want to come out and be a part of this.
So now
show.
they all look crazy.
Yeah. And so Ben, he finds this enchanted book, and he's like writing all of his like problems in it,
and
like having like
him.
an emotional like an emotional affair because he's got a girlfriend, so he's having like an emotional affair with this book.
This is the episode I was talking about where the ghosts go on strike because Kathleen insults them with her ghost impression. That's where we get one of my favorite lines from the show.
Are they trying to scare me or is that regular booing?
It's a bit of both.
That genuinely was one of my favorite lines in the whole show.
Yeah, so that's why they don't want to like be a part of the show.
Yeah.
And then there's like this room, like this like off limits wing or whatever that they go into. Because she's determined.
I'm going to prove to you that there's ghosts in this hotel.
So there's like this ghost, like a fish. Like if you go to the bottom of the ocean,
the one that kind of the light on it,
and it literally just takes all of their memories away.
Mm-hmm. Now this is really cool because this is the first time that they tease something. Because at the end of this episode, we see a monster watching Abbott. We think it's a monster, like a cloaked, hooded figure.
Yeah.
And they're watching Abaddon, and then they put the picture of Abaddon up on a board with a knife, and you're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, but it does come into play
It does come into play much later on.
Episode 7, Ben, he is finding his confidence. Like he's kind of like the kid that literally does whatever, everybody else says. Like
he's very passive.
Yeah, so his confidence in him like switches with the mirror, he's inside the wardrobe, and it becomes two different Bens, and then they just start duplicating, and it's all of his different emotions.
Dad Ben,
there's Dad Ben, there's horny Ben.
Yes. The best one is Dad Ben though. He's like, it's all right, Ben.
I know.
You've got this, buddy. Thanks, Dad Ben. Nathan starts going through the floor because he's lost meaning, and like this
the meaning for this is fucking
so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can't stay on solid ground anymore. He keeps going like he's going to go to the core of the earth, like this, like he's just going to disintegrate. So that's the big issue with Nathan in this episode is what is his meaning?
So the other Bens, they're trying to kill the actual
like
Ben.
Ben Prime.
Yeah, the Prime Bren. The Prime
Bren.
Yeah. They're trying to kill him off. And then he like convinces them to kill each other. Like, so they all start attacking each other.
Right. So we talked about what brings Nathan back.
Yeah.
Spaghetti night.
They hadn't had
it's so
spaghetti
funny
night in a
because
while.
like you're like, oh, they're like, is it the family time? And he's like, it might be the family time. And he goes down lower. And like, is it just like the games? He's like, it might be. And he goes down lower. Like, is it the spaghetti? And he's like, it might be like it's actually the spaghetti from Spaghetti Night that brings him back. And I thought that was really, really funny.
Yeah. So all the Bens, they go back into the wardrobe and they become one Ben again, except for one gets away, like the
adventurous Ben.
Yeah.
He's like out on the ocean.
He's like off in the sunset. Like, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So episode 8, Aunt Rose is coming to visit.
Yeah.
And Nathan is not a fan of Aunt Rose.
No. Esther, she brings this corpse back from the dead to go meet with her principal because she doesn't want to get in trouble for what she did at school.
Because she started insurrections. At school.
And the zombie is like continuously attacking Ben.
Yeah.
And like she kind of like has this attachment. This is another kind of like heavy one. Like Esther, she has this attachment with him.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely, yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But Aunt Rose moves her stuff in because she wants to die at the hotel and stay there forever.
Yes.
Because she's terminal and she doesn't have much time left. And that's the big gag of this episode because she's a bitch.
Like,
Aunt Rose sucks.
Literally, like, she's one of those people that are going to point out everything that
purposely.
You did. Yeah,
like just to
make you.
So part of the gag of the episode is she's dying and they're trying to drag her.
They want her off the property,
so
they don't have to deal with her.
So she can't stay there.
Yeah. And this is when Zabby Dan becomes like a father figure to Esther. And it makes Ben really uncomfortable. He doesn't really like the whole, like, I guess it's because their dad is gone, and she's like, you're using this as like
a way to be dad.
Yeah,
a way to be our dad.
And he doesn't like it.
Ben, he lets Dan go.
Yeah.
And he steals Aunt Rose, which is another really funny part of this episode.
Yeah, so she does admit, like, yeah, I was using him as a stand-in dad. And like I said, this is kind of a heavy one. Like, this is emotional. Like, you feel for these kids that don't have a dad. That's really heartbreaking.
Yeah. It is. It's very sad. And especially for anybody that's had any type of parental, trauma in their life, this episode does hit kind of hard. Because Esther's also like that super strong-willed.
She's like the daughter in Bob's Burgers. Like, she reminds me of her. Yeah, like she.
So to see her vulnerable in an episode was a really, really nice touch for this episode. So Aunt Rose dies and she becomes a ghost and she didn't leave the property. So they're like, no. And she immediately vanishes because her unfinished business was
to make the kids miserable for the rest of their lives. Like, that was her unfinished business.
To make sure
So she poops
the brother and sister,
like,
they're like, well, that works. And that's how episode 8 ends.
Well, Catherine, like, she felt bad because of how, like, they left things off. And she was trying to get her off the property. And she was like, it's okay. Like, she could die here. And then when you find out that her unfinished business was to make them miserable for the rest of their lives.
She's like, oh, well, fuck her then.
Right.
So then we get in. These next 2 episodes, guys, are going to be a little bit more spoilery than the rest.
Yeah.
Because these 2 are probably the most fleshed out and well done episodes of the series so far. So if you've continued watching and you haven't gone and watch it, go and watch it and then come back for episode 9 and 10.
Episode 9, this is another one that is very heavy. This is Nathan's death day. And Esther, she has like this snow globe with the hotel inside of it, and she like is constantly shaking it, and she drops it and it just breaks everywhere. And this is when like demons start like attacking the hotel, like they're everywhere.
And they're taking out the ghosts.
Yes.
'Cause there's this like thing like where ghosts can kill demons, demons can kill ghosts. Like there's certain like a way that it happens.
Yeah. So they can like possess the ghosts. They can also possess people.
Yeah. One of them actually gets Esther.
Yes.
In this moment. So they possess Esther. And we find out in this episode because Nathan thought that he died in an accident.
Yeah, this is where this gets heavy.
But we find out that Nathan actually unalived himself.
And Catherine knew about it.
But she didn't want to tell him.
She didn't. Yeah.
She didn't want to tell him that that's how he passed away.
She didn't realize either. Like he didn't know how he died.
Right.
I don't think.
Well, she told him that it was an accident. He choked on a grape, I think was what she said.
Oh yeah, that is what she said.
And once he finds out, it sucks. You know, we won't get into all that because again, you should watch this for yourself. But this episode had me misty-eyed.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It really is. Like when thinking about it.
Because he's so happy now.
Yeah.
Like he's been the most positive of the bunch throughout all this.
Like she's the one that has been like very like.
Wanting to not end her life,
no,
but like
she's just been
depressed,
sad about how he went. Like, I wish I would have known,
right.
Like I would have been there for you.
And I feel like this is a very real interpretation of people that do that. Because like I said, he's the happy one. He's positive. He's funny, like throughout the whole, like every episode. And you find out that he unalived himself because of how...
now he has his family. Like,
right, so now he's happy.
Yeah, so they think the talisman stood the possession, but
they thought that was what stopped it. Like they stood the test of time. They used the talisman to stop the possession. But another part of this episode is Abaddon can go out through the hotel. The rest can't because they're blocked in by a salt barrier.
Well, he's a demon also,
right.
Abaddon.
And he gets, what is it, parsley?
He's supposed to like gather things, and one of them was
actual
cilantro, or it was parsley, and instead he got cilantro. One of the two, like he got them mixed up.
Right, so it didn't actually work, and Ben and Kathleen get possessed here as well. But it's that one part though where he's like, "Oh, by the way, I can't read." He's like, so they're trying to show him pictures of what he has to get.
So when they do get possessed, like. It's like an actual possession. Like they literally like start attacking each other. Like they say things that like tell secrets. And this is kind of how we find out that Nathan did unalive himself
because they're trying to turn each other against each other.
Yeah.
This is also the episode where Ben is on the phone with the priest. He's like, yeah, my sister's possessed, and she's like walking all around the ceiling and stuff. Like that was another good.
They keep like sending him to different.
Yeah, they keep. They're sending. That's what it is. They're sending him to like different like fathers. Different. Like he's like, you better not transfer me over again. Like I can't keep doing this.
So I've been on hold, and now my sister is full on possessed. You know what? I will ask. Mom, was Esther baptized? No. Got it. Not as such.
Tell them we're open to it.
So Abaddon, he actually fixes the snow globe, and all the demons are sent back to wrap this episode up in a nice little bow. But if you remember a couple episodes ago, there was a guy in a cloak.
Yeah, so
that nailed the picture of Abaddon to a board, and now we're at episode 10, so I thought we might not get the finality of that.
But we do, obviously. So episode 10, this is when a bunch of people in cloaks, they are like outside of the hotel.
Showing up in buses.
Yeah. And they end up needing like a room. Like they're there for a room. And they're actually a cult that worships Abaddon.
The Acolytes of Abaddon.
Yes.
Well, something we didn't touch on too, a big like underlying thing of the show, is trying to not only get guests to come to the hotel, but stay a whole night.
Right.
You know, they're not making any money.
So they were like,
like that's why they're so welcome to let these people come in.
Paying in cash, like for everything. And so Esther, she's trying to like sabotage them because they literally want to like take him.
They want to take Abaddon.
Yeah. Well, that's what we think they want to do.
Right. And this is where, you know, Esther, again, vulnerable. I don't want you to go. We're best friends. You're my best friend.
Yeah,
because we're both evil. And it's...
Well, they get into some shenanigans together.
Well, then shit happens. Well, they end up killing the cult leader and it frees Abaddon. But it also brings hell to earth.
Yes.
And it brings on the apocalypse.
So the whole family literally falls into like hell. And Abaddon has to go back to the beginning of time to witness like all of these historic moments.
They have this like thing where he can go back to the beginning of time.
Well, it was the...
that pendulum.
Yeah, the pendulum that they find. So he keeps going through these historic moments, and then he's like re-alive, and
like he goes back to the beginning of time, and it comes back up to this moment.
And then Abaddon kills Jim to
not trigger the apocalypse. But who was the cult leader? Yeah. But it does anyway.
So he has to keep doing it. Like every time he comes back, like it somehow gets fucked up.
It's even worse every time he comes back. This time, but he knocks him out. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they don't have to repeat the cycle over and over. But it ends with them just when they first come to the hotel in their buses, Abaddon just runs out and starts beating all their asses so they get back on the buses and head out.
Yeah.
And that's where the series ends for now.
And you have like Abaddon, like the entire time he's like, obviously I want to be worshipped, you know, and he like wants to be like the leader, but
he can't like figure out what he wants more.
He's like, do I want my family and so
that's his internal struggles. He's like, I got to figure out a way to be able to be worshipped and have my family at the same time.
And it's sweet that he chooses his family over being worshipped.
So overall, as a series, there are some moments, like I said, that are super ridiculous, but I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5, and I'm genuinely hoping for a season 2.
Yeah.
I think that they could build on the universe that they've created here. The comedy lands, and if we could add some more horror elements and keep doing the horror homages that they did, I think that we could get a great season 2 out of this.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I really did enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with it. Like Ken said, we watched the entire 10 episodes in one day. Yeah. And, you know, it wasn't like I was bored or anything.
It wasn't a struggle at all.
There was no struggle. It was just, it went so smoothly, and I wanted to continue to watch it. It wasn't like one of those things like, we got to get this done. We got to watch this so we can get out a review. Like, I did have fun with it, and I would like to see another season. Like, I think that would be great. It's something that we can watch with our kids, and just, you know, a mindless cartoon that's got cool horror homages.
Well, we're gonna, you know, it's released today.
Yes.
So we're gonna go back and rewatch it again for fun.
Yeah.
Not being critics, you know, just go back and rewatch it and just have a great time watching a show that we enjoyed. So if you've already watched it, let us know in the comments. What are your thoughts on Haunted Hotel? Would you like a season 2? And who was your favorite character in the show? We know mine was Abaddon. I didn't get to ask you. Who was your favorite character in the show?
I like Catherine.
Yeah,
like,
mom.
she's funny. Like, I guess she cares about her kids, and like, I don't know. She kind of reminds me of me a little bit. Like, okay, guys, like, come on, like, stop making my fucking hotel a mess. That's what I think. You know, I have little demons too. So.
Touche. If you haven't already, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. It does help build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledgehammer Horror on social media. Those links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror.
Stay who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.